I've got the latest news on councils banning motorhomes from their car parks, changes to renewing your UK driving licence, and the insurance company who wouldn't pay out due to a tow bar being fitted. Welcome your faces back to Motorhome and Campervan News. I'm Ads, thank you very much for joining me. If you're interested in getting news about motorhoming, campervanning or caravanning, then consider subscribing. And feel free to use the email in the video description to send me news that I may have missed. Motorhome News is brought to you in association with Caravan Radio, radio for the caravan and motorhome community. Listen online at caravanradio.co.uk 24 hours a day or scan this code. Right, on with the news. And a few months ago, the East Yorkshire caravan maker Swift Group, one of the largest builders of motorhomes, campervans and caravans, made 175 redundancies due to a challenging and difficult trading period. Swift said the organisation has taken the difficult decision to restructure and resize the organisation in order to protect the long-term health of the business. Following a series of responsible actions which have been deployed over recent months, it is regrettable that this action has become necessary. All employees will be well cared for and respected throughout. Swift was founded in 1964 and has recently celebrated its 60th anniversary. It has a turnover in excess of £300 million and has over 1,300 employees. And Dorset's largest caravan dealer of 30 years, Lady Bailey Caravans near Blandford, has closed due to one of the directors' decrease in health over the last few years. This, along with the decline of the business since 2023, the two directors chose to sell the business. But due to the general market conditions and the current industry difficulties, this wasn't possible, so the directors have decided to close the business and retire. Unfortunately, this may become a common occurrence over the next 18 months. We've seen a huge demand for caravans and motorhomes as folks looked for an alternative to flying to holiday destinations due to the pandemic. Now, manufacturers and dealers have lots of stock that they need to get rid of, but without the demand, and the prices are still very high. A beautiful grey sleek luxury caravan has been stolen in broad daylight from a dealer's forecourt in Manchester, and it was all caught on CCTV. A black 4x4 pulled up outside the dealer's lock gates and three thieves jumped out and got to work. One had a huge portable angle grinder which was used to slice through the gate's padlocks. The thieves then cut through the caravan's wheel and hitch locks like butter, with sparks flying everywhere. The caravan was hitched up to the car and within a couple of minutes they were gone. As well as CCTV footage, there were several witnesses, including a van driver who tried to block the road with his low loader. Two of the thieves could be seen approaching the van driver who was inside his van to ask him if he could kindly move out the way so they could get past. But he seems to have refused as the thieves illegally drove up onto the pavement and drove away. A horrific photo has appeared on social media of the aftermath of an articulated HGV lorry crashing into a motorhome on the A91 near Kinross in Scotland. The lorry had slammed into the front of the passenger side of the motorhome, causing them to careen off the road onto the grass verge, coming to a rest with the lorry pushed up against the twisted motorhome. There is no information on what caused it or if anyone was hurt. At the other end of the country, in Minehead, Somerset, another motorhome was totaled, but this time no other vehicle was involved. The old Reimer motorhome crashed while going down a narrow country lane with steep banks, coming to a rest on its side, wedged between the two banks. Looking at the photos and Google Maps, it looks like the motorhome was going to the campsite in West Luckham, but as the road narrowed even more, they may have panicked and drove up the verge and overturned the motorhome. The occupants suffered minor injuries and the road was closed for 3 hours as the police recovered it. Narrow roads while driving a motorhome or towing a caravan can be a little stressful, especially as the road gets narrower and you can hear trees scraping down the sides. We've all been there. One thing that I look out for are bus stops, because if a narrow road can cater for buses, then it should be okay for motorhomes and caravans, so long as you don't come across one coming in the opposite direction. In the UK, there has been a change to renewing your driving licence. As you may be already aware, you need to renew your licence every 10 years and every 3 years when you reach 70 years old. However, when you reach 70 and renew your licence, the C1 and D1 categories will now automatically be removed. Removal of the C1 category means that you would no longer be allowed to drive vehicles between 3.5 and 7.5 tonnes, such as a motorhome. Removal of the D1 means you'll no longer be allowed to drive a minibus. To renew your C1, you'll need to submit a D2 application form and a D4 medical examination report every time you renew your licence. Without the C1 category, you would still be able to drive motorhomes which weigh less than 3.5 tonnes or a car towing a caravan with a combined weight less than 8.25 tonnes. There has been a lot of news about councils banning motorhomes overnight parking in their car parks, such as Ceredigion County Council in Wales. They've proposed banning motorhome overnight parking between 11 p.m. and 8 a.m. in several locations along Aberystwyth seafront as part of a wider scheme to increase trade and parking turnover. However, the Campaign for Real Heirs UK have urged councils to stop banning motorhomes from overnight parking in their car parks and highlighted that owners spend between £47 and £50 per night in these areas when overnight parking facilities are provided. They say that banning motorhomes around amenities and shops is short-sighted, saying that there are over 350,000 registered motorhomes in the UK and that 82% travel throughout the year. A lot of campsites are closed out of season, but most motorhomers want to continue travelling and exploring. But not all councils are invoking bans. Devizes Town Council has announced plans to explore the idea of creating a motorhome heir in Devizes, Wiltshire, with the intention of improving tourism. They've asked the Campaign for Real Heirs to carry out a feasibility study into the idea, and they've surveyed a few ideal spots, including the Wharf car park in the centre of town, right on the Kennet and Avon Canal. Devizes has the Kiarn Locks within walking distance, numerous white horses carved into the surrounding countryside, and the Neolithic monuments nearby, such as the Avebury Stone Circle, Silbury Hill and West Kennet Long Barrow. So Devizes would be a great town to explore Wiltshire. The proposed sites will still need to be presented to Wiltshire Council. A driver was shocked to find out that his insurance company refused to pay out due to his car having a tow bar fitted. The driver believed that he could face a 6-figure liability after being involved in a traffic accident with another vehicle. But due to him mentioning the tow bar when discussing his vehicle's value, the insurance company told him that they wouldn't pay out, but they wouldn't hold him liable for the third-party claims. The tow bar was the removable type and was stored in the boot at the time and therefore had nothing to do with the accident. The insurance company refused the claim because it hadn't been informed of the modification. This was also backed up by the Financial Ombudsman Service. It was only until Auto Express got involved and started digging around saying that insurance companies are failing to provide what constitutes a relevant modification, particularly through price comparison websites, that the insurance company decided to honour the claim. So check your policy documents on whether your tow bar, spinning number plate or ejector seat need to be mentioned to your insurance company, or give them a call to confirm that they are aware of them.
I wonder
wonder if James Bond has ever had any insurance issues. I'm afraid that's all we got time for. I'd love to know your thoughts on today's news. Let me know in the doobly-doo. Don't forget to hit the like button, and if you don't want to miss a next exciting episode of Motorhome News, then hit the subscribe button to get future updates. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. And that is the chair making that noise, not me.